When you first open HOBBES, you'll be presented with Auto Road, which sounds like this. So you might recognise that. Acoustical version. That's just 4 notes. Kick drum. We've got 2 versions. We've got the electronic and the acoustic. So let's just go through the controls of each one of these sequence lanes. 48 different ones, so every sound has its own sequencer lane. But let's concentrate on one. If you turn the sequencer off, you just play it like a normal instrument. Velocity sensitive here. Turn the sequencer back on. Also, you can turn everything off with that knob there. We're back onto single finger control. So turn that on, it all works. Okay, the next one along is the latch, which literally, so now I don't have to hold the note down. This little red fella here stops, stays on latch. Fixed velocity, it'll always play at the same velocity that's set here. With scaled velocity, it depends how hard you hit the original note. So if I hit it quietly, it'll still play. So it's a way of mixing tracks in many ways. But let's go with fixed velocity. Steps goes from 1 to 32. Any more steps wouldn't fit in. Choked means one note gets cut off by the next. So going through here, we've got the obvious ones of rate. Now remember, every single sequencer has its own independent one of these fellas. Chaos adds elements of humanization, subtle but kind of more obvious the more you do it. Length, I was shown earlier, is the length of the note, and it allows you to do a lot of kind of interesting things. Yeah. And then swing. Less obvious here because we haven't got any 16ths on there. Oh, it kind of is. Yeah, it's getting quite swingy. Come on. Yeah, cool. So that's it. Each and every note has a sequencer like this. But then we've got the white dots here. And what I'm going to do to get closer, let's just go into, we'll go into an 8-note thing. This dot here is a note subdivision, which you can move all the way to the end, which basically puts it in the same place as this one. Okay, so in the middle, you've got the percentage score here. If you go for 50 or thereabouts, you're kind of cutting the note. If it's set to 8ths, you're cutting it into a 16th. If we then add an extra note in, you're now cramming 2 16ths into that 16th. And it goes all the way up to 9, which is clearly too many notes to cram into that tiny space. If you take it off unchoked, it actually will play them all. When it's choked, you'll get a weird effect. So you can get more of them if you're at the start of the bar. Let's take it off choked. And you can do quite interesting effects with that on different instruments. So let's go back to the full steps. Let's stop that. So you stop a sequence by hitting it again. So we can see the kick drum. We could lock that, and then no matter what we play, it'll always stay there. Or we can scan through all the played notes with this fella here. So the for instance, the snare that's playing, we can make it longer or shorter. And the same goes with the hats. These generally have got longer notes on the higher velocities. There you go, and then we can choke that as well. So you can build up nice little long short note things there. Thank you, phone. Make it too swingy. And we can go short. Let's go back to the kick. So, what happens when we... Let's take that back down to 8th. Now it's starting in the wrong place because I moved too slowly. Start again. Let's just play around with moving so you can see the effect that has. And obviously cramming too many notes in, you're not going to hear them. And the joy of ratcheting or whatever, so you put 3 in, it's a kind of triplet. Choke it. There you go, that's it. That's today's lesson. It's as simple as that. Everything can be a different length. You can create interesting polyrhythms by just changing the length. Works quite nicely. So immediately you kind of do quite snazzy polyrhythms just by 3 things playing together. Bye.